Well, that's the way it comes in with Cody Rood from over at Bengoff, Saskatchewan. Then we go to Plain City, Utah for Jake. Mike Johnson, 23 times to the National Finals Rodeo. That is a record in tie-down roping. Billy Bouldin, Oglala, South Dakota. Ryan Jarrett, 2005 all-around champion of the world. Chase Williams from Stephenville, Texas. Shane Slack, Oklahoma man. Then Dean Edge, Rimby, Alberta. 4 of our top 5, of course, or 5 of our top 6. There's a whole lot of Americans in there, Doug, but I'll tell you what, the Canadians might have something to say about how this is all going to shape up because they're good ones.
That's exactly right. I take Dean Edge in the order today. He'll be riding the 3-time tie-down roping horse of the year. Sid, his own horse. Right now, Tyson Durfee is second in the world. And here comes the pride and joy of Bengoff, Saskatchewan. They'll be on their feet today in Bengoff. The Rood family will be watching their boy. Here comes Cody Rood. Cody's been a Canadian high school champion, Canadian Cowboys Association champion. His father won the Canadian Cowboys Association title as well. They're always known for the horses that they ride. The Rood family raises and trains some great horses. They're excellent with tie-down roping horses. Cody was 8'6" on his first calf, ready to ride.
Well, he's out after a hard-running calf right here. There's a good shot. Now, here's where the money's won or lost. You get to that calf, you put him on the ground, pig and string on one up with the hind legs. Cody looking good. I like that. Hey, very, very strong. Now, let's get the time on him. I think he got out at the barrier okay, so everything's good. So 9-5, and that 9-5 is probably the result of having to chase a hard-running calf as far as he did, Doug. So 9-5, 18-1 on 2 for the Cowboy.
Yeah, he let him have a little bit of a move. The horse worked really good. We can see that horse just stabilizing that rope around the calf's neck and a nice smooth tie. Cowboys will tell you if you can be smooth in the tie-down roping, the time will take care of itself. It's all about timing and keeping the adrenaline going and the momentum going each time.
All right, Jake Hanim is going to get ready now as we head to Plain City, Utah. He's sitting 18th in the world, vying for a return trip to the National Finals Rodeo for him. And not one of the biggest guys by timed event Cowboy standards, but boy, I love watching this guy work because he is so strong on the ground. And you watch how fast he gets to that calf once he gets dismounted from his horse, gets that calf on the ground, how quick he is with the hands. That's where the money is.
This young cowboy in high school played just about every sport there was, and he excelled in all of them. Comes on in here as a second-generation cowboy. His father, Olin, well, ready to go. That's why. Go get him. That's a nice catch. Down to the calf now. We need to keep it smooth at this point. Gather those hinds. Oh, little bobble right there. Uh-oh.
Oh, man, doggone it. You know what? That calf is not going to remain tied. As you saw things go south, everything was going well. He made the good catch, got to the calf quickly, as we talked about that he might do, but then things kind of went south, and as we watch it again, see if you can analyze what went wrong, Doug.
That horse stops a little bit off to the side. That horse was actually a bit left when the horse went down, and the horse might just overwork a little bit right here. Looks all right. Cowboys hurrying on with it. And it's just kind of in a big knot right there, David. Oh.
I think he might have said all 3 Cowboy swear words right there. Doggone it, gee whiz, and holy heck. All right, well, it didn't work out for that Cowboy, so Jake Hanim. So Mike Johnson, you know what? We've all got our Cowboy heroes. This is one of mine right here. I love this guy. He's one of the great gentlemen of our industry. He's also a man who has been 23 times consecutively to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, Henrietta, Oklahoma, and I'll tell you what, he hasn't lost it. He can still get it done with the young guns.
He has been one of our best for a long, long time, and we are all pulling for him today. Mike Johnson is watching that calf. Now, let's straighten that horse out. Let's get that quick start and the jump momentarily. That rope is ready. This is a veteran cowboy right here. We'll take a second. Let's reset that horse. We're okay. Take all the time that you need down there to get that start going. Over $250,000 available for winning cowboys and cowgirls here at Strathmore. And he wants his share of it. We're outside. Look at that horse run. Gain some ground. Reach. Now down to that calf in a hurry. There. This should be smooth. That's a veteran going to work. You bet it is.
Now here again, Doug, he had to chase that calf a long way. That was a solid, hard-running calf out there. Boy, did he have to get out there quick. As you watch right here, let's as he steps ahead, has to slack that rope for 6 seconds. And look at him. That is just vintage Mike Johnson right there. But that calf did run, And once he got there, he had to be fast on the ground, and he was.
That looks good.
So a 9-3, going to give him 17-8 on 2 head. And the lead for the moment with Billy Bouldin of Ogallala, South Dakota, getting ready. Now he comes in at 8-4, so if he could duplicate that 9-3 by 1/10 of a second, he would take the lead. I don't know a whole lot about Billy Bouldin, to be very honest with you, except that he comes from Ogallala, South Dakota, and we've seen his name in the standings and in the results over the course of the year, so he darn sure rope. He's in good company right here, and he belongs here.
Exactly. As you said, we don't know a whole lot about him, but we're going to get to know him based on that run that he turned in of 8-4, our first run in the long go-round here. That's a good-looking American quarter horse right there. There's a look of intensity on the face of the cowboy and the horse. That's speed. That's equine speed. Uh-oh.
Well, a swing and a miss and a no time for Billy Bouldin, so it's not going to work on this day for the South Dakota man. That's a tough break right there. Well, if you're listening at home and you're hearing a whole lot of pounding, it's because we're standing about 10 feet from where they're loading the stock that have already bucked, and they're loading them into the Calgary Stampede Ranch big trailer about right next to our location right here. But more important than that, unfortunately, Billy Bouldin with the no time. Ryan Jarrett, Comanche, Oklahoma, getting ready. 2005 all-around champion of the world. He broke that stranglehold that Trevor Brazil has had on it for about 2 decades.
As we look at this cowboy, he does something that we're not going to see anybody else do today. If we get a shot of it, we can see that piggin string. That's the little one they tie the calf's legs with. It's not in his mouth. It's tucked in his belt, and he's the only cowboy that I know of that does this. Let's watch him go out and get the calf. World all-around champion, calf off to the right. Now watch that string straight out of the belt. We're in a hurry. Yeah.
I'll tell you something. For a guy who doesn't like the taste of the piggin string, he's going to like the taste of some money because he's going to get a bunch of it. That was just a great run. Totally different situation where he does not, as you pointed out, carry that piggin string in his teeth. Boy, I tell you what, gets there in such a hurry. Look at the hands on the ground. Give me the money. 8 seconds flat for the cowboy. How good was that? With his earlier 8-2, he's 16-2 and a commanding lead right now.
And did it all on a calf that came his way a little bit, a calf that came to the right. And he used up some extra time right there. I wonder how quick he would have been if that calf would have lined out straight down the pin.
Yeah, he overcame that. A lot of times guys miss on those kind. All right, as we get ready right now, we're going to Shane Slack from Idabel, Oklahoma, sitting 13th in the world right now with $40,000 already won. Now, he was 8 flat on his first one, so 8-1 or faster would get him to the lead right now as he backs into the box.
He's got a little bit of room now. Oklahoma is tie-down roping country. Cowboys from Oklahoma really enjoy their tie-down roping. They ride great horses. We're riding American quarter horses today for the most part.
And there's that piggin string in the mouth that you talked about is the normal way, kind of the standard way of doing it. Shane Slack gets to this calf nicely. Can he be 8-1 or faster? I'll tell you, nothing wrong with the hands.
Whoa,
that was a blur right there. Man alive. Well, just a little bit longer than what he wanted, even with those fast hands. He's going to be 8-6 to go with his earlier 8 seconds flat. Give him 16-6 and on 2, so he's in second spot on our board right now. But Shane Slack, that Oklahoma man, very, very good right there. Man alive, he was quick on the ground.
He kept that calf standing on his feet, too. That gave him a bit of an advantage to get there and do it. My guy in the tie-down roping today, that's Dean Edge right there.
Well, I'll tell you, we might have a little competition going, you and me, but when Dean Edge rides in, I'm cheering for him just like you are. He is such a good cowboy, and you talked about Sid earlier on, and there he is.
And he's a rancher. Back that horse on in there, and look at old Sid. He just looks like he's having a ham sandwich. He's not worried about this at all. He's calm and cool. He's done this before. Dean, we need to make some money, cowboy.
Well, I'll tell you what, he comes in as well with that 8 seconds. So if he could be 8-1 or faster here, he could get a whole bunch of money. There's that veer off to the right again. That's the second calf that did that. Now he's got to get that calf back up and back down and goes to work. Now, you talked a little bit ago, and that was an awfully good run. You talked about how important it is for that calf to be standing when you get there because it takes one step out of the process that you don't have to do, which is get the calf back to his feet feet before putting him down.
That's exactly right. Now, a calf that runs over to the right like this is hard to get all the slack out of that rope. Now, Dean's having trouble with that.
Well, and he's in at 10-2 is his time, so we're going to put that together with his 8 earlier. So we'll put him in at 18-2 on 2. Nothing wrong with that, but it's going to put him about 5th or 6th on the round. So a little further down than where he wanted to be.
From Stephenville, Texas, Chase Williams riding on in. From a cowboy part of the world, David, there's no doubt about that.
Well, Chase Williams comes in with an 8-1. Of course, they all like to live around that Stephenville country because, of course, the Fort Worth airport's right there, and you can get in and out and get down the road to the next rodeos very, very nicely from that area, and that's why it's kind of the cowboy capital in North America, right around Stephenville, Texas. As you watch Chase Williams right now backing into the box, there's that pig and string firmly affixed between the teeth in customary fashion. Now
when you talk to some of the other cowboys about Chase Williams, they say that this is a young man to watch in the world standings of the tie-down roping. They say that this young man has a ton of ability, rides a good horse, knows how to ride, and look at the speed on that horse. Now, that's a good catch right there, but that calf is down. Got to get him up. That took a few more tenths of a second, but look at the tie.
Now, if you wonder why the situation is, you have to let that calf get back up. If you don't do that, you're flagged down. It's a disqualification. So you got to put the calf back on its feet and actually put him down. The momentum of the actual action that's going out there right now can't be the reason the calf is on the ground.
Now that'll give him 16-5 on 2. That'll put him in second place, and there is no buckle for second place here at Strathmore.
Nope, nice check, but you want to win first. You want to win first.
That's a great-looking American quarter horse right there. Look at that.
That is a picture horse. Well, the pink shirt tells it all right there. Tyson Durfee, who has 3 times been our Canadian champion from Colbert, Washington. And you talk about a guy who's doing so very well in the world standings right now. Also, what a great gentleman. Here's a guy, the reason for the pink shirt is because he is onside, not just every once in a while, but every day of his career, he is onside with the fight against breast cancer. And I'll tell you what, he's got a hard-running calf once again, and this time, a swing and a miss, very uncharacteristic for Tyson Durfee. He doesn't miss a whole lot of them.
Oh, we're not going to make any excuses for him, but that calf ran to the left this time. And what that means is that calf is underneath your horse's neck, and you have to take a low percentage shot to try and catch that calf. He didn't have that good a look at that calf. We're not going to see it back on the replay screen, but Tyson Durfee did the best he could do. He's definitely not a beginner. We'll see him at the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
And the National Finals Rodeo down in Las Vegas, Nevada as well, because he's just that good. Well, it comes down then to Cody Solomon. Prairie View, Texas, we've seen him at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. We have seen him as well at the Calgary Stampede, where he was a $100,000 winner. In fact, won it in a ride-off against Fred Whitfield, so that's a pretty good roping deal right there. Cody Solomon comes in at 7-6. He was the fastest guy coming in here, and I'm betting that he's going to be solid right here.
Oh, he has got youth on his side. He comes from North Texas. His whole family is involved in the world of rodeo, and they'll be watching today and hope that their boy does good. Corey, we're all behind you today, partner. Comes in with a bit of an advantage. Ryan Jarrett leads now with 16-2 on 2. Here comes Texas. We got a runner. Had to spank that horse up there. Now let's get to it. This might be the fastest set of hands we've got here today, but he's a long way down the pen. Hello, Texas.
Well, you know, he did all he could, but I think that might have been just a longer chase than he needed to have. That 9 seconds flat is going to put him in at 16-6, so just a little bit longer than where he wanted to be. Well, I'll tell you, that was a tough pen of calves, Doug. They ran very, very hard in 4 or 5 instances. Unofficially, as I look at it, Ryan Jarrett, the 2005 all-around champion of the world, is at 16-2 with his 8 flat here to go with his earlier 8-2, but it was tough. It was tough roping today.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there's a breakdown in what we have so far from this final round. Looking good. Peg and string in the belt might be the way that everybody's going to do it from here on out, David.
Well, in 3 no times, uncharacteristic, but I'll tell you one thing, the 8 flat, Ryan Jarrett is going to be the champion.